military conflict. More than 70,000 people were in SoFi for Monday night's first-round match for Iran and New Zealand. Many of the fans were former Iranian citizens now living in the LA area. According to census data, the LA area is home to about 140,000 Iranians. Iran is back in SoFi on Sunday to play Belgium. They're in Seattle on June 26th to face Egypt. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Let's celebrate.
Y'all did it.
Loving each other, needing each other.
Hey, Los Angeles. KBLA Talk 1580 is turning 5, and we're celebrating in a big way.
Oh my God.
Join us Friday, June 19th, Juneteenth, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Beehive for our 5th anniversary bash and Juneteenth celebration. We're talking surprise celebrity guests, a special presentation, and a major announcement you will not want to miss.
I can't wait to hear it.
Plus, live music, dancing, games, and enough food and drink to keep the party going.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Of course, you're welcome to bring your own picnic basket, blanket, and lawn chair. And the best part, it's completely free. But here's the thing. You've got to sign up in advance. Space is limited, so don't wait. Head to KBLA1580.com right now and lock in your spot. Friday, June 19th, The Beehive, KBLA Talk 1580. 5 years strong, and we're just getting started.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
Yeah, man.
Change? I guess change is good for any of us. Whatever it takes for any of y'all to get up out the hood. I'm with you. I ain't mad at you. Got nothing but love for you. Do you think, boy? Yeah. All the homies that I ain't talked to in a while, I'ma send this one out for y'all. Know what I mean? Cause I ain't mad at you. Heard y'all tearing up shit out there, kicking up dust, giving a mother up. Yeah, niggas. Cause I ain't mad at you. Now we was once two ends of the same kind. Quick to holler at a hoochie with the same line. You was just a little smaller, but you still roll. Got stressed to YA and hit the hood swole. Remember when you had a Jerry curl, didn't quite learn. On the block with your Glock, tripping off Sherm. Collect calls to the tilt, saying how you changed. Oh, you a Muslim now, no more dope game. Heard you might be coming home, just got bail. Wanna go to the mosque, don't wanna chase tail. It seems I lost my little homie, he's a changed man. Hit the pen and now no sinning is the game plan. When I talk about money, all you see is the struggle. When I tell you I'm living large, you tell me it's trouble. Congratulations on the wedding. I hope your wife knows she got a player for life, and that's no issue. I know we grew apart, you probably don't remember. I used to think for your sister, but never. And I can see us after school, we bomb on the first one up with with the wrong but it's home. Now the whole issue changed, and we don't even kick it. Got a big money scheme, and you ain't even with it. Knew in my heart you was the same. Bad. Go toe to toe when it's time for woe. You gotta bump us back, and I can't even trip, cause I'm just laughing at you. You trying hard to maintain, then go ahead, cause I ain't mad at you.
KBLA Talk 1580. Happy Tupac Day. It's his heavenly birthday, and we are celebrating that solar return all day long. It's Black Music Month, so it makes it even more appropriate. You can call me at 800-920-1580. We do have a lot to talk about. Sometimes we need to just put on some music and dance it out, rap it out, sing it out. And right now might be one of those times. It most definitely is. It's funny, James Farr texting me, July 4th is the 30th anniversary of Pac's last live performance. Why is James saying that? Because I believe he was there. I'm pretty sure he was there. I was not, but thank you for that historical update. And you can call me at 800-920-1580. You can hop in the YouTube at KBLA 1580. Love to see you there. And it is always story time. It's extra much story time today. where I was going, I said, oh, I'll wait till we get to our national hour. Did you see David Oloyewo, the actor, talking about how he makes a Black American accent? He says you mix some Nigerian accent with a little, we have to play the clip. We'll have to play the clip. With a little subservience is what he said. And you get the Black American Southern accent. And it made people mad. And by people, I mean me, but other people too. I was mad because, first of all, it was so condescending. Second of all, I already have an issue with British American actors coming in and playing Black American icons. And I get it. They're actors. They play what they're not. They portray what they're not. I get that. And and he's a great actor. I get all of that. But here's the thing. If Black Americans cannot play Black American heroes, then what the heck can we play? Right? If Cynthia Erivo is Harriet Tubman and David Oloyewo is Martin Luther King, then what can we play? Our ancestors were and are those heroes. And I'm not trying to be xenophobic whatsoever. But I do think that the African American experience is very specific, right? So, and I've heard some African and British actors pushing back and say, well, Danny Glover played, and Nelson Mandela or Steve Biko or these African characters, and that is true, but also those were American productions. It's not like Danny Glover went to Africa and took a role in a Nollywood. It's not like he went to Britain and took a role in a British production. Those were U.S. American productions starring U.S. American actors. So I don't see it quite the same. And I'm not saying they never ever should be able to. But I do think that as a producer, you guys remember I was rather annoyed by the casting in that last Whitney Houston movie. Because, the girl's a good actor and all that, but she wasn't giving Newark. Newark is very specific. And one of the things we do as actors is specificity, right? Newark is very specific. Newark is Queen Latifah. Newark is Raz Baraka. Newark is Lauryn Hill. Newark is Whitney Houston, right? When she talked and you were like, wait, what? It's not the same as the album cover. Yeah. Anyway, he did apologize, David Oloyewo, but I accept the apology, but it doesn't change my feeling because I feel like what he did is he exposed his mindset. Very condescending toward Black people, Black Americans, very disrespectful of our culture, even though he's made his entire career on it. He says, I want to apologize unreservedly to all those who were rightly offended by my comments on the 154 Africa podcast regarding Southern accents. It was the wrong thing to say, and it's not how I feel. Actually, no, it is how you feel. And not only that, it's not just regarding Southern accents. So this apology needs a little bit more work. I have nothing but deep respect and great love for Black people of all kinds, especially those from the American South. We created AVE, African American Vernacular English, our entire whole own dialogue. You're over here speaking the King's English with the colonizer's accent, saying we're subservient? Excuse me. We are the group of people that brought you Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton, Huey P. Newton, Angela Davis, Erica Huggins, Kathleen Cleaver, Amiri Baraka, Tupac Shakur. Shall I go on? We're subservient? We created the doggone civil rights movement that spread all around the world. We're subservient? We've saved America time and time and time again and given you a whole catalog of people that you can portray. This is not an adequate apology. Not only that, he needs to go do some studying You know how they made Nick Cannon after he made those, he got twisted up with Professor Griff and made those anti-Semitic comments, and then he went and sat down with the rabbis and they schooled him. He needs to go sit down with some of the elders, right? Some of our living panthers. Some of our living civil rights icons. And get skewed. Yeah. And the thing about it's not just him. It reflects a mindset. The people that take from Black American culture. Everybody want to be black till the police come. Everybody want to be black till it's time to be black. And so, and he was talking about Drewski's sketch where, I don't know if you saw that sketch, where he's making fun of British actors who are playing slaves and such. And that sketch was spot on to me. I was rolling when I saw that. That was hilarious. That was almost funnier than, it was actually funnier than the Erica Kirk one. If you take, here's the exact quote, if you take the Nigerian accent, slow it down, put a lot of slavery in there, you put a little bit of subservience in there, this is what happens. Woo! Yeah. Take. If it wasn't for us, there would be no black people in movies for you to come and get an Academy Award. We did that. Black people weren't even allowed in Hollywood movies. We weren't allowed in the bathroom, let alone at the Academy Awards. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't even have these opportunities. Yeah, Miles?
What platform was he on? He said that?
He was talking to the comedian Godfrey, who I happen to love. But Godfrey usually gets it right. I was surprised he didn't.
That makes sense. Godfrey is
Nigerian, but typically Godfrey does get it. And he does check people regarding the role of black Americans in opening doors for everybody, including those Asian Americans who are on there ranting about Cyrus, Belton, Carmack. And luckily there's plenty of Asian Americans also defending him and calling out Rick Chow. But normally Godfrey will say, look, if it wasn't for black Americans, you couldn't even be in this country. You wouldn't even be able to get a visa, let alone a passport.
He felt comfortable, though.
Yeah, he was overly comfortable.
Chilling, yeah. He was chilling with Godfrey. That's what that means, so yeah.
Yeah. But see, you showed us the inside of your brain, and it's what I suspected all along. Don't disrespect me when you over here eating off my table. Oh, do not get me started. Well, I guess I'm already started. 800-920-1580. That's the number if you want to get in on this or any other conversation. It ain't enough, David. You're going to have to do better. You have to crack a book. The Black Man. Well, I'm trying to think what book he probably already read how Europe underdeveloped Africa. He needs to read, maybe he needs to read Autobiography of Malcolm. No, Francis Cresswell. What do you think he should read, Miles?
You can go some Spook by the Door. You can go some
by the Door. James Baldwin would be good.
Go some James Baldwin.
Read some James Baldwin. That shouldn't be too scary for you. Read some Amiri Baraka. How about that?
Take it all the way in.
Go all the way in. All right. We got a lot to talk about. We're celebrating Pac Day, Tupac's birthday on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
There is no denying that we've always been the conscience of this country. KBLA Talk 1580 is progressive talk radio built for our community, by our community, and with hosts who look like you, live near you, and care about what you care about. 50,000 watts of truth right here in Southern California. KBLA Talk 1580. Listen live on your AM radio dial at 1580 or stream us live on our KBLA1580.com website or on our free KBLA 1580 app.
Unapologetically progressive.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Don't be anxious or confused about AI. Take control of your career when you get the skills to tackle real business problems and design specialized solutions. HR Dive reported that entry-level talent with applied AI credentials can receive up to a 25% salary boost. But where do you find training that you can trust? Future-proof your career and deliver more value with Humans Lead the Way AI. Their hybrid learning courses use practical definitions, real-world examples, and strategic insights to help you and your team understand AI with confidence. No magic, no hacks, no shortcuts. Just practical knowledge that helps you use AI more successfully. Don't wait. AI can never replace people who know how to use it well. Register for courses today at humansleadtheway.com. That's humansleadtheway.com.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
Ever since you was a pee-wee down by my knee with a wee-wee, you been Gucci cool all through school, you and me, G. Back in the days we played practical jokes, so everybody smoked with they lumps and they yokes, so all through high school, girls by the dozens, saying we cousins, knowing that we wasn't, but like the old saying goes, time goes on and everybody grows. Grew apart, had to part, went our own ways. You chose the dope game, my microphone pays. In many ways we were paid in the old days, so far away from the crazies with AKs. And though I've been around clowning with the underground, I'm still down with my homies from the hometown. And if you need anything at all, I drop it off to y'all if my homies call.
KBLA Talk 1580, Tupac Day. You want to play that clip you have in Miles? Let's listen to David Oloyewo.
All right. Nigerian father.
Godfrey, hey, how are you today? Go and get my cane.
Go and get my cane. I remember that.
Woo. Imagine you have to go and get the cane for yourself.
Oh, yeah. But go and get my cane.
I don't know where it is.
You'll be flogged.
Yeah.
American.
Father? Or just American?
No, American. Just an American accent.
Did I try and be Godfrey?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get on back now.
What are you saying now?
I don't know.
I don't know.
How do I sound?
I don't know. How do you sound, Godfrey? Why are we doing this? Why are we getting more crazy every time I'm talking like Godfrey?
How about Southerner?
How about what?
A Southerner.
Well, if I'm being a Southerner, well, you know what? You know what happens to Southerners? If you take the Nigerian accent like this, and you slow it down, you put a lot of slavery in there.
Facts.
And then you start to put a little bit of subservience in it. This is what starts to happen to the Nigerian accent.
Man,
it goes. Because literally, if you're down here and you start to speed it up, and then you start to take all the thing out of it, then before you know it, you're talking like this.
Now we are free again.
Now we are free. We are released.
Hey, that was a smooth transition.
You see that?
Damn.
Can you try it?
Yeah, okay. That was hilarious.
What's chilling?
Yeah, you're right. They were real comfortable. Real comfortable. I like Godfrey. Like I said, but he was, yeah. And here's the thing. I also think someone pointed out in our KBLA YouTube chat that Samuel L. Jackson went off one time. It was Forensic Accountant saying that Samuel L. Jackson one time went off on rappers taking jobs from actors. But what you might have forgotten is that Samuel L. Jackson also made a statement about British actors taking jobs from Black American actors. It was when Get Out came out, and he said, I wonder what that would have been like with an Black American actor playing the lead. And then he made a comment, there's brothers over here that need work too. Okay? I get it. And you know, a lot of people say that. That's Samuel L. saying the quiet part out loud. Now, he walked it back a little bit. What he said was that he wasn't criticizing the actors. He was criticizing the system, that he's enjoyed working with a lot of these actors, and many of them are very good at their job. I get all that. And I agree with what he's saying. But what he said is we're not afforded the same luxury. In other words, Black American actors don't get to go over to Britain and be in their movies. It's the other way around. And part of the reason that I have such a problem with what David Oloyewo said is because my perception is that one of the reasons a lot of British actors do get a lot of work, aside from the fact that they're skilled, is that they are perceived as less of a threat by Hollywood. They got the British accent, they're polite, they didn't do the 1965 Watts Uprising, they didn't do the 1992 civil unrest, you know what I mean? And so they're seen as less of a threat. And part of that is because you've got that colonizer's accent going, where we have our own made-up dialect, African-American vernacular, in English, or Ave, right? Or Ebonics, as y'all like to call it. So to me, there's so much irony in the fact that you're making fun of us saying the Black American Southern accent is subservient when we are the ones that liberated you. And part of the reason you have so many opportunities is because this American system of Hollywood is more fearful of the rebelliousness of the Black man. Right? That to me is so ironic. It almost gives me a headache. Okay, let's go to Dwight calling us from the city of Compton. Good morning, Dwight.
Good morning, Ola, Jamba, Hotep. Good morning to everyone there at KBLA. Good morning to you, Tavis, Miles, and Dominique. My Tupac song was Smile with Scarface, something that KBLA helps us do each and every day. We listen to you, watch you, because you give us a chance to vent. You give us a chance to be educated, to inform us, and also you inspire us, Dominique. I just want to say happy 5th birthday, happy Juneteenth. Thank you, everyone there at KBLA, for all that you do for our community, Dominique. And one thing, also a shout out to President Obama's center that opens on Juneteenth also. So shout out going all the way out there to Chicago to President Obama's center. And Dominique, just you guys have done so much for our community, getting us out of the COVID era and getting us over these two Trump, the second Trump nomination. And just thank you for keeping us going, Dominique, because we truly need you in these times. And that Tupac song with Scarface Smile is something that we have to do and continue. Also, great poetry is my own poetry, writebooks.com, if you guys want to be inspired by some of my poetry, Dominique. So,
and that's right with the W-R-I-G-H-T, by the way.
Right, just like Eric Wright. Just like add a W in front of your right arm. But, writebooks.com, easy website to remember. And the very last verse of one of my poems, one of my books is called Time. It's called It's Time to Put Our Faith in God's Word, Believe Facts and Not Lies We've Heard, See Through the World's Confusing Haze, Dream Sweet Dreams of Brighter Days, It's Time. And that's just the last verse of one of my poems, Time. And I just want to thank you for helping us get through these troubling times that we're going through right now and inspiring us to keep looking forward.
Hey,
Thank you, Dominique. Thank you, everyone.
Dwight, is rap poetry?
Yes, I think rap is music. Poetry is music. It's just a verse that inspires someone. I think rap and
I'll
poetry
take it. Y'all are the
related.
bards, the griots, the truth tellers, the stuff starters. Yes, indeed. Well, I always appreciate your call, and writebooks.com. Go buy some poetry today. Support a poet.
Thank you, Dominique.
Thank you for the love, Dwight. We
Thank
always
you, thank you.
appreciate you. We're going to Trevor from Culver City because our resident Republican hasn't called in a minute. Hi, Trevor.
Hello.
Happy
I wanted
Tupac's
to
birthday.
say- well, there you go. I have family. In fact, I was at the courthouse for the Karmelo Anthony situation.
You were in Texas?
My family grew up. Yes, my
Okay.
family is from Texas. So I saw your video, and when I did radio myself, and I've actually done talk radio, so I've been on your side. I'd always put the people that disagree first because I want to hear what they say. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. I was actually outside the courthouse, and I saw your video where you said that a news reporter was not telling the truth about racial slurs. And I saw and witnessed, and I could actually email you or your staff the video that was
I
taken
saw it
that
on
day.
Breitbart.
And-
I saw it on Breitbart.
okay. Well, I witnessed it myself.
Yeah,
I
but
was
the clip that they showed to try to discredit what I said, which doesn't discredit what I said, because the vast majority of the hate was still coming from the white supremacists, was a video of a man named
out.
Jacob Blake, whose son was shot in the back by white racist cops, and so he's angry. I don't agree with what he said. It didn't reflect the vast majority of protesters, but I understand why he was so angry.
Okay, but then you could possibly understand why people that support Austin Metcalf are angry too.
Yeah,
because
but
he was
but
stabbed to death
absolutely.
by someone who was not aggressive. Carmelo was the aggressor. It was
That
clear.
is a lie. That is a lie.
It's not a lie.
That is a
It
lie.
not.
There are
It is
multiple
not.
witnesses.
Can I talk?
That is a
Can I
lie. You're not
talk?
going to get on my
It's
show
not a
and
lie.
lie. You were there?
That's not a lie.
You were there?
A dear friend of
You were there?
A dear friend of mine was. A
At
dear
the
friend
track
of mine
meet.
was.
And he's and then
At the
and he-
track meet and underneath the tent. Yes, a
and
dear friend
but
of
there's
mine.
video, my friend.
I cannot give his name. Time out. I cannot give out his name because he's had death threats. But he was right
Everybody's
there
had death
inside
threats.
the tent. Okay, well, he was right there. He witnessed the whole thing. A dear friend of mine.
A dear friend of yours. You're a
Witnessed the whole
Republican.
thing.
You just happen to be a Republican.
I'm
And you
not a
just
Republican,
happen
I'm
to
a
have a
conservative.
Republican friend who was just happened to be
Because
right
I-
there by Carmelo Anthony,
Yeah,
who just
because I
happened to
grew
tell
up
you
with that
Carmelo
community.
Anthony
Because I
was
grew
the
up with that
aggressor. Hold that
community.
thought. We've got
I
news,
grew up-
traffic, and sports, and you can spew a little bit more when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
You can't fix what you won't face.
And we face it every day.
This is KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Misty Jordan with BIN News Now. President Trump is speaking out on the new deal with Iran. Trump announced the deal at the G7 summit in France early Monday. Vice President J.D. Vance also spoke about things on Fox News.
We have the cards, and if they don't honor the commitment, we'll figure out what to do when we get there.
Reports say it'll open up the Strait of Hormuz and allow for a 60-day window for the U.S. and Iran to strike a long-term deal that curbs Iran's nuclear ambitions. An investigation continues into a B-52 bomber crash that left 8 people dead at Edwards Air Force Base in California. Base officials say the crash happened late Monday morning during what they called a routine test mission. The cause of the crash is unknown. And voters will head to the polls today for primaries in Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, and Washington, D.C. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Wild Rivers is now open daily with over 25 slides and attractions for thrill seekers and lazy river chillers. Visit wildrivers.com for great values on season passes and daily tickets. That's wildrivers.com. Wild Rivers, where there's sun and fun for everyone.
Is this the dagger?
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Politics continues to play a controversial role in the World Cup. After Iran and New Zealand played to a 2-2 draw Monday night at SoFi Stadium, the Iranian soccer team was not allowed to stay overnight in the LA area. The team was told they had to return to their practice headquarters in Tijuana, Mexico. FIFA officials declined to give a reason for why the Iranian team had to make an immediate return to Tijuana. It's obvious the U.S. government has issues with Iran's participation in the World Cup. The two countries are still involved in a military conflict. More than 70,000 people were in SoFi for Monday night's first-round match for Iran and New Zealand. Many of the fans were former Iranian citizens now living in the L.A. area. According to census data, the L.A. area is home to about 140,000 Iranians. Iran is back in SoFi on Sunday to play Belgium. They're in Seattle on June 26th to face Egypt. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Number 14. That's where Talkers Magazine ranked Tavis Smiley on their Heavy 100 list of the 100 most important talk radio hosts in America. Join Tavis weekdays, 9 a.m. to noon or 9 p.m. to midnight, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 connecting you with services and solutions. The midterm elections are upon us. It is voting season once again. Common Cause's motto is fighting for the democracy we deserve. In service of that goal, Common Cause puts its state and national policy expertise, massive network of grassroots supporters, and nonpartisan approach into action to strengthen our democracy against the challenges we face today. They work at every level of government on priorities that impact each of our lives, like defending the right to vote, limiting big money's influence on our elections, holding public officials accountable, and more. Common Cause is a nonpartisan grassroots organization dedicated to upholding the core values of American democracy. They seek to empower all people to make their voices heard in the political process. This election may be the most important one ever. If you'd like to make a donation or volunteer in service to the Constitution, please visit commoncause.org. That's commoncause.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Let's do this. When the political stakes are this high, you need a source you can trust. KBLA Talk 1580. Los Angeles is home for politics all the way to November. Stay informed. Stay ahead.
This is America. All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. We continue our look at what is happening and what is not happening along the Destination Crenshaw corridor. Last time we talked about the promises made to this community. Today we talk about the reality on the ground, and it is not pretty. Let's start with something as basic as a visit to the vet. Customers of the local veterinary clinic right next door to this studio are forced to park blocks away and carry their sick and injured animals through conditions that no pet owner or sick animal should have to endure. Why? Because the construction has blocked access to the vet's parking lot for years now. The vet is losing clients, the vet is losing revenue, and frankly, who can blame these customers for not coming back? This is but one example of a small black-owned business being quietly strangled, and nobody at City Hall seems to notice or care. And the conditions along this corridor, they are not just an eyesore, they are a health hazard. Unsanitary conditions and repeated health code violations are doing exactly what you would expect. Inviting vermin into our neighborhood, rodents, pests, the kind of infestation that does not stay in one place. It spreads into homes, into restaurants, into our daily lives for years now. Then there is this. The houseless are finding refuge in the construction cubbyholes and unfinished spaces left wide open along this project. These are precious human beings, to be sure, in desperate situations. But this is also a safety and liability crisis that the city created and has yet to address for years now. In our prior editorial, trying to save some space for grace, we did not call his name. But after a full week of running the editorial hourly, highlighting the myriad delays, business losses, health violations, safety concerns, and more, we have heard absolutely nothing from City Council President Marquise Harris Dawson. Nothing. Not a word. The council member who represents this district has gone silent. You see why we call this project procrastination, Crenshaw? And so I repeat, Crenshaw deserves better. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive KBLA Talk 1580.
White man's world. Sometimes we overlook the fact that we be riding hard now since we don't be knowing the pain we be causing. It's white man's world. It's white man's world. I ain't saying I'm innocent at all this. I'm just saying it's white man's world. This song is to y'all. For all those times that I mess up or we mess up. Dear sister, got me twisted up in prison, our mission. Crying, looking at my nieces and my nephew's picture. They say don't let this cruel world get you. Kinda suspicious, swearing one day you might leave me for somebody that's richer. Twist the cap off the bottom, I take a sip and see tomorrow. Gotta make it if I have to beg a bottle. Reading love letters late night, locked down and quiet. If brothers don't receive they mail, best believe we ride. Eating Jack Mac, staring at the walls of silence inside this cage where they captured all my rage and violence. In time I learned a few lessons, never fall for riches. Apologies to my true sisters, far from this white man. Help me raise my black nation, reparations are due. It's true, caught up in this world, I took advantage of you. So tell the babies how I love them, precious boys and girls, born black in this white man's world. And all I heard was, only thing they ever did wrong was being born black in this white man's world. All my little blacks, born black in this white man's world.
KBLA Talk 1580. Dedicate that to all the people who spend their days and nights hating on a child who is defending himself from aggressors, who was practicing the classic case of self-defense and has now been sentenced to 35 years in prison, 17 mandatory before being eligible for parole. His family is appealing, and it brought to mind a song by Tupac, whose birthday is today. We have Trevor calling us from Culver City. He says he's not a Republican, but all Republicans in California say that, except for Chad Bianco. He claims that he is a conservative. That's fine. He claims he just so happens to have a friend who just so happened to be under the tent with Karmelo, who just so happened to see it. Here's what we know. Multiple witnesses, including other students, people that knew Karmelo, that he was motioned under the tent. It was raining by a friend, went under there, invited to be under there, and then was aggressively approached by two 200-pound twins, the Metcalf brothers, who were telling him to get out. And one of them grabbed him, put hands on him. And the Metcalf brothers were not alone. There were a crowd of people, those people mostly white, around them. And one of them put hands on him. He was trying to get away. And he did reach into his backpack. He actually admitted this to the police, who he went and reported to and told the whole story while asking with concern about the young person who died. Stabbed him once with a pocket knife and ran away. That is not someone trying to commit murder. That is someone afraid. And then is charged with first degree. And the judge doesn't allow filming in the courtroom. And the judge puts a gag order on the family, but lets the white supremacists, the so-called influencers, the people throwing N-words and insults, lets them have free reign. The judge, a known Republican, a known conservative just like you, Trevor. And now you're trying to tell me that you just so happen to know someone that was under the tent that just so happens to have seen and remembers this particular 17-year-old child. I know you ain't 17, so what was your grown friend doing under that tent? If, in fact, it did occur, and you're telling me that you have irrefutable proof that this child who defended himself was the aggressor, this 150-pound child against two 200-plus pound twins.
Well, first of all, they weren't 200 pounds, number one. Number two,
that's a lie.
You don't know my back.
That's a lie. That's a lie. It's verifiably true.
Can I be calm? Can we be calm? Can we be calm for a second?
I'm very calm. But no, I don't have to be calm. It's my doggone show. But look, I don't be calm when people lie on children who are being caged and having their lives taken from. But you are. Okay, go. Okay, you got two more lies before I'm going to have to shut this down because I can't platform people who are telling untruths. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not telling untruths at all.
It's verifiably provable.
It's not. Okay, but you said things that were verifiably provable that were lies as well, Dominique, about the cracker.
No, I was. Don't say slurs on if you. I didn't say that, but no, it wasn't a lie. I hadn't seen that clip of Mr. Blake, and I said that to your friends at Breitbart, and I don't agree with what he said. By the way, be quiet for a second. I don't agree with what he said. I don't agree with what he said. I don't agree with racial hate from anyone. However, all I said is I understood where he was coming from. I wasn't aware of that clip. So, no, I don't lie. Unlike you, I don't go places and tell things that I know to be untrue. I stand on the fact, however, that the majority of the hate and racial animus was coming from the white supremacists. People like that former January 6th rioter who was there saying that Karmelo should hang from a tree.
Dominique.
Well, you're lying. So you get one more lie and then we hang up. So try to stay on the truth so you can make your point. Okay, Trevor?
Well, I haven't told one lie, so I'm actually at 0. Okay.
Oh, that was another lie, but I'm going to let you slide for lying about the lie. Go ahead.
Okay.
Make your point and try not to lie and just land for me, okay?
Well, I haven't lied yet. So, I grew up in this neighborhood. My mom, I had to be in town because of
How
my
old
mom's
are you?
mistake, because my mom
How old are you? How old are you?
I am in my mid-50s.
You're in your mid-50s. Got it. Okay.
Yes. My mom passed away. I had to be for
Trevor.
her estate.
I'm sorry she
Well,
passed.
thank you.
Yes.
So that's why I grew up in that area, okay? And I can tell you a lot about, that area, okay? But, number one, there's also lies being told about the twins, okay? My dear friend was there because his son was there, okay? His son actually had to testify at the trial. And because he was under 18, his name was not published. Okay.
Testify on behalf of.
That I've known.
Testify on behalf of.
The fact of the truth of what took place.
But was he testifying as a witness for the prosecution or the defense?
He was. Well, the defense didn't call anybody, so you know what it was. He was called.
Well, I mean, the twin brother was supposed to testify, and he didn't show up, and the judge failed to compel him to show up. He did not show up.
Okay. I'm trying to be calm here. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be calm. Just don't lie. I don't mind if you're fired up. Just don't lie. Yes, you have. Repeatedly.
Okay. I have not. No, I have not. I have not lied
Okay,
at all.
come and land for me because
okay.
You know, you're telling too many untruths, and I can't.
I am not.
Okay. What's your bottom line, Trevor?
Okay.
What's your bottom line?
My bottom line is this. Okay, if the family thought that the jury was racist, why did the family have the jury, not the judge, issue the sentence?
The family, hold on, because that was a little bit of a fib there. The family never said the jury was racist. The family said there were no black people on the jury. That is not the same thing. They didn't point the finger and say, this family is racist. And I don't even know if the family said that, by the way. I know that observers have said.
Video of it.
Okay, well, I haven't seen that video, and I'm not taking your word for it.
Okay.
But we do know that they said there were no black people on the jury, and that, you can agree on that, right?
No. No, because they said it was an all.
There was. I didn't ask you that. I know nobody said that. They said there were no black people on the jury. Can you agree to that?
Jasmine Crockett said that. Jasmine Crockett said it was an all.
No, Jasmine Crockett is not part of the Anthony's family. Goodbye, Trevor. Stop making slimy little talking points that are very either untrue or are sort of weaselly, like the family said something and then you say, oh, Jasmine Crockett said it. Jasmine Crockett is a U.S. congressperson. She is not a member of the Anthony family as far as I know. Okay? Let's go to Paul calling us from Los Angeles. Good morning, Paul. Paul, you with me? Okay, I guess we don't have Paul, so we're going to keep this conversation when we come forward. 800-920-1580. That's the number that Trevor called. That he just magically and coincidentally happens to have a friend that witnessed the entire Karmelo Anthony incident. And you see what he did there? The family called the jury racist. No, they didn't. They said there were no black people on the jury. And, point of fact, there were no black people on the jury. They try to, and that's how they're playing in our faces with these talking points. See, unlike the right, when I make an error, I own it. Put it in context and move on. Because I'm not a liar. I stand on truth. You might not like the facts and statistics that I put forth. But if I make an error, I own it because this is evidence-based, fact-based radio. That's what we do around here. Fact-based pods. Karmelo Anthony was a child. The other party put their hands on him first. That wasn't even in dispute in court. What the prosecution said was that this 17-year-old, 150-pound child provoked the other parties into attacking him. They never even said they weren't the aggressors. They said that the black child provoked them into being the aggressors. My understanding is I can provoke you all day long, but until somebody puts their hands on somebody else, there is no assault. So now you're trying to twist it a little further to make your talking point, to undermine the appeal. And I see it with these people trying to post mugshots and rewrite history so they can taint the jury pool for the appeals. We're not having it. What would Tupac do? Ha ha! You got off easy, Trevor. What would Tupac say? Woohoo! Reparations are due. 800-920-1580. You're welcome in. Happy Angelversary, Tupac Shakur.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Hi, I'm Chris Holden, former California Assembly member, former mayor of Pasadena, and CEO of LA Fire Justice. I've spent my career fighting for our communities. When I saw Edison celebrating $4.5 billion in profits while Eaton fire survivors struggle to make ends meet, it made me simultaneously sick and furious. Families and individuals are dealing with financial pressure, insurance delays, costly remediation, and the painful question of how to rebuild their lives, while the utility that caused the fire is paying its executives millions and is more profitable than ever. That's not justice, that's a disgrace. Join the lawsuit with LA Fire Justice to hold Edison accountable. We're here to help you, your family, and our community recover. Visit lafirejustice.com today to learn more about your eligibility and how to start.
Advertisement. Douglas Boxer, 221 East Walnut Street, Suite 100, Pasadena, California, 91101 is the attorney responsible for this ad.
LA Fire Justice is proud to sponsor Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're an African American mom who is pregnant or have a baby under 6 months old, you deserve care that lifts, listens, and lasts. Black Infant Health is for you. It's a free program with individual support, group sessions, and resources to start your mothering journey. BIH makes space for moms and their families to create community. Learn more about the programs in Los Angeles County. Check us out at blackinfanthealth.org.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
Shall not fear no man but God. Though I walk through the valley of death. Shed so many tears. I should die before I wake. Please, God, walk with me and take me to heaven. Back in elementary, I thrived on misery. Left me alone, I grew up amongst a dying breed. Inside my mind, couldn't find a place to rest until I got that Doug like tatted on my chest. Tell me, can you feel me? I'm not living in the past. You wanna last? Be the first to blast. Remember Cato? No longer with us, see deceits. Call on the sirens. Seen them murdered in the streets. Now rest in peace. Is there heaven for a G? Remember me? So many homies in the cemetery shed so many tears. I suffered through the years and shed so many tears.
KBLA Talk 1580. I said angelversary. I meant heavenly birthday. Happy heavenly birthday, Tupac. It's Tupac Day around here. I want to let you know, if you want accurate information about the Karmelo Anthony case, you can go to freecarmelo.net, freecarmelo.net. You definitely don't want to talk to Trevor or other ops who are doing what ops do, which is oppose the TRUTH. Woo, Lord have mercy. I think we got Paul on the phone now. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Dominique. Yeah, thank you for y'all patience. I had to hop in on this. So, first thing, rest in peace to the GOAT, Pac. Pac was full blown on for Black liberation, and had an utmost respect for our sisters. And one thing a lot of people forget about Pac is the brother passed at 25 years old.
Yep.
So he was still going through things. And I think sometimes what happens is people want to point to certain things as that's a depiction of his character. But I remember Pac as a brother that was on Crenshaw at Brotherhood Crusade talking about the indigenous land and also talking about the need and the importance of voting. So definitely want to give a big salute out to Pac.
Indeed. On his birthday.
On his birthday. And Dominique, so what, in regards to what just transpired, if you notice when the call first came in, the first thing he said is, I like to listen to people I don't agree with.
Yes.
So I hope y'all caught that. People are so enamored with what we have going on because of the time that we're in, because they feel like this is their moment for backlash for how they've always felt about us, our community, our culture, our push for full liberation overall. And we have to understand, Dominique, on the other side of the coin, there's going to be some of us that are going to choose to be pick-me's. They're going to be on the other side of the coin, too.
Yeah, true.
And I think that, and Brother Forensic brought up a really good point about the Nicole Brown Simpson situation. some of this backlash comes from that too. Some of this comes from backlash of watching that man become president of the United States and winning twice. Some of this comes from backlash of watching black sisters and black brothers walking across the stage. So a lot of this is built up anger from just watching other people that they feel they're better than succeed in life. And that's the sad part about it.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, you saw that at the UFC fight with the insult towards Michelle Obama. She's still living rent-free in their head, even though she hasn't been First Lady for how long? They are mad. And I get it. But still, even under the Obamas, George Zimmerman walks free, right? So their backlash, they're angry, but they've actually never, ever been replaced. They've never, ever had their hegemonic grip on the American justice system. Has never been loosened.
They have a whole ecosystem that has really ingrained and really radicalized a lot of people to point at somebody else for everything that's gone wrong from them compared to the actual system that actually keeps them poor and oppressed. But they want to blame that black person over there. They want to blame and say, "Oh well, you know what? When we do it, it's mental illness." When something comes from when it comes from a black boy defending himself, no, he has to be in the wrong. In that area of Texas, I knew it was going to be an issue because I knew that what they were going to do is weaponize it in a way through the media to galvanize the troops.
Yep. But for him to say that it's both sides that are hurling insults, you can see on the tape, you can see that pardoned insurrectionist calling for Karmelo to be hanging from a tree. Even TMZ is publishing clips from a sitting congressman who said that Karmelo should get the death penalty. And then they're dropping N-words and making monkey sounds.
And that's the part of, well, the facts say, like, no, like, the sad part about this is you continue, and even those that come here, when the first thing people say is, well, my ancestor, my parents came here and had nothing. So why can't you guys? Like, they jump in on that patriarchy, that white male patriarchy.
Yep.
And then turn around and want to blame us. And then when I speak to people like that, the first thing I say is, I don't care if y'all didn't come with a dime here. You came whole. Black Americans,
you didn't come in chains. We know that.
We freed not only did we free ourselves, but we've never been whole. That's what y'all don't get. You would think people would appreciate that. All those things that came from the civil rights movement that benefited others, those things have been taken away. But instead of being mad at the people doing it to you, you want to turn around and blame black people. Because you know what? That makes you feel good, even though you don't have no teeth because you don't have no medical care.
Well, yeah. I mean, that also feels like proximity to whiteness, because that is what they do. From Karens to the White House, it's 1-800-BLAME-A-N-word, like Paul Mooney used to say.
And the coldest part about it is, because you try, and this is why I say we're going to have to focus on us, because there has to be pain. The pain has to come to them. Those farmers were given crumbs again by this administration, not recognize they're going to still lose their farmland. They're going to have to go through their pain before their eyes are opened again that we're blaming the wrong people. But until then, we have to focus on preserving ourselves, because we are dealing in a society that wants to weaponize the institution as much as it can to keeping us down and hurting us and attacking our young.
Well said, Paul. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you for your clarity. We've got news, traffic, and sports. Then we are talking Black Music Month with one of the creators of that occasion. Diana Williams joins us next on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Misty Jordan with BIN News Now. President Trump is speaking out on the new deal with Iran. Trump announced the deal at the G7 summit in France early Monday. Vice President J.D. Vance also spoke about things on Fox News.
We have the cards, and if they don't honor the commitment, we'll figure out what to do when we get there.
Reports say it'll open up the Strait of Hormuz and allow for a 60-day window for the U.S. and Iran to strike a long-term deal that curbs Iran's nuclear ambitions. An investigation continues into a B-52 bomber crash that left 8 people dead at Edwards Air Force Base in California. Base officials say the crash happened late Monday morning during what they called a routine test mission. The cause of the crash is unknown. And voters will head to the polls today for primaries in Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, and Washington, D.C. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Wild Rivers is now open daily with over 25 slides and attractions for thrill seekers and lazy river chillers. Visit wildrivers.com for great values on season passes and daily tickets. That's wildrivers.com. Wild Rivers, where there's sun and fun for everyone.
This is the